So in today's video, I am going to be previewing Bradford City versus Salford City. Then in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 23 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Let me know your score predictions, what your starting 11 would be as well for today's match. Certainly not going to be an easy one. Our next 2 months of fixtures, apart from probably Rochdale, we've got a lot of very, very tough games in there. I'm looking at Stockport, Wimbledon have been on a decent run of form, Carlisle again, Walsall are not a bad team. Then in February we've got Mansfield, Stevenage, Tranmere, Barrow and Doncaster. These next 2 months are probably going to be season defining. We need to pick up a number of wins. In the next 12 or so games, we need to be looking at 6 or 7 wins and maybe 2 or 3 draws. We can only really afford a couple of defeats before we go into the back end of the season. Yesterday though, Bradford City completed their second signing of the January transfer window, and we're not even in January yet. Matt Derbyshire joins on a free transfer from North East United on an 18-month contract for a free transfer. 36 years of age. My thoughts on that went out last night, so if you've not already checked that video out, feel free to do so. But make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. Starting out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table. My team, Bradford City, we currently sit 7th in the table, occupying that final playoff spot. After 22 matches, we've got 10 wins, 6 draws, 6 defeats, 27 goals scored, 21 goals conceded, leaving us on a positive 6 goal difference and 36 points. Our last couple of games then have been a win, a loss, a loss, a loss, and a win. Them last couple of games then being a 1-0 win at home to Harrogate Town. Tyreek Wright scoring in the first minute of that game. Then after that, technically before that, we had a 1-0 defeat away at Carlisle, a 3-0 defeat away at Leyton Orient, a 1-0 defeat away at Salford City in at the Papa John's Trophy, and then just before that we had a 3-1 defeat away to at home to Northampton Town. Obviously, in the reverse fixture against these two sides in the league, we did come out victorious in that game. Andy Cook scoring in the 15th minute, and we came out with a 1-0 win in that one. Very tough game, very gritty determination. You know, we put in a brilliant performance in that game. We had to give 110%. The boys did that again on Thursday night against Harrogate, so fingers crossed we can do that in this one. Compared though to Salford City in the current Sky Bet League 2 table, they currently sit 8th in the table after 22 games. They've got 10 wins, 5 draws, 7 defeats, 28 goals scored, 20 goals conceded, leaving them on a positive 8 goal difference and 35 points, only 1 point behind us at this moment in time. Their last 5 matches then have been a win, a draw, a win, a loss and a draw, so certainly not some bad form at this moment in time. Them last couple of games then being a 4-1 win away at Grimsby Town, Matt Smith scoring a hat-trick in that game, a 1-1 draw at home to Barrow. They did actually get a red card in that game. Callum Hendry was sent off, so if that's a 3-match ban, then he's going to be banned for this game. I guess it was technically a blessing in disguise as Matt Smith, who probably replaced him for that game against Grimsby, went on to score a hat-trick. In the Football League Trophy third round though, they got a 1-0 win at home to Port Vale before a 3-0 win away at Gillingham, and then most recently obviously beating us 1-0 at their place in the Football League Trophy second round before a 4-1 defeat at home to Carlisle in that one. Now we're going to speak about the team though that I would go with if I was Mark Hughes. So I would then line up in a 4-diamond-2 formation. It was a formation that we played on Thursday night. We actually started out the season playing with a 4-diamond-2. Obviously though, when Osadibe got injured, it kind of changed the way we had to play, and we ended up moving into like a 4-2-3-1 sort of system. Since then though, we've kind of been found out and most teams know how to play against us now, so Hughes changed it on Thursday night. I personally thought he was going to change it to a back 3. He decided to go with the 4-diamond-2 and it worked very well on Thursday, so I'm going to stick with that formation. In goal, I'm going to go with Harry Lewis. Didn't really have all too much to do against Harrogate Town, just a 1 shot on target from Harrogate. It was a brilliant save though from Lewis. Armstrong with the chance early on in the second half, and it was a big right-handed save to tip it around the post from our number 1. Also on Thursday night, we saw some very good long distribution from Harry Lewis. That has been something that I have criticised him for so far this season, but his long kicking was very, very impressive on Thursday night. Moving in then to the back 4, at right back, I'm going to go with Brad Halliday. He's been getting a lot of appreciation on social media from the fans, and I think it's more than deserved. For me personally, deserved the player of the month throughout December. I thought even in the games where we have been losing, he's still been a bright spell. Brilliant defensively, decent going forward as well. You know, got the assist for the goal on Thursday night. So for me personally, I think he has to play at right back. 2 centre backs then. Firstly, Matty Platt. I think it was a solid game from Matty Platt on Thursday night. Didn't really have too much to do. Didn't really have anything to do wrong. You know, he didn't really do too much. He was kind of a bit unnoticeable, to be honest with you. It was kind of just a solid average performance from Matty Platt. Nothing special, nothing poor, and he was just kind of a solid 6-7 out of 10. Partnering him though, I would go with Romney Critchlow. I thought he was very impressive on Thursday night. I feel like Harrogate were trying to target Armstrong to put Armstrong on Critchlow because he's not as good in the air as Matty Platt, whereas Matty Platt is obviously not as good on the ball as Romney Critchlow is. So both of them complement each other very well, and I thought Critchlow had a very good performance on Thursday night. Left back, I would go with Matty Foles. I think his performances over the last couple of weeks have declined slightly, which is a shame. You know, Liam Rideout obviously coming back into contention at this moment in time, so maybe when he's fully fit, Matty Foles might realise that, you know, he needs to be performing consistently week in, week out. I don't think he was poor on Thursday night. I just don't think he was good, if you get what I mean. Like, defensively, he was sound. You know, he didn't really have too much to do. The number 20 for Harrogate, you know, he was very quick and he was bombing on quite a lot, and Matty Foles dealt with him fairly well. The only criticism I would have from Matty Foles is in the second half, his deliveries into the box were really, really poor. Usually his crosses going forward are very good, so I think if he just gets a bit more consistent with his crosses, I have no problems with him playing in that role. Moving in then to the midfield, at the base of the midfield, I would go with Richie Smallwood. I think that's a role that completely suits him. He's not the type of box-to-box midfielder. He's a ball-winning midfielder, and playing him just in front of that back four to be able to play it to the more energetic midfielders, I think that role suits him very well. Into them two central midfielders then, firstly, I would go with Alex Gilliard. I thought on Thursday night, that's the best performance I've ever seen from Alex Gilliard. I've given him a lot of criticism so far this season. I think for the majority of it, it has been fairly deserved. On Thursday night, though, I can only give him so much praise. He was absolutely unbelievable. Chased after everything, pressed after everything, and also showed good quality on the ball. Was playing the ball forward, which is something we've not really seen too much from him so far this season. If he plays like what he did on Thursday night for the rest of the season, I have no problems with him being in this team week in, week out. I thought he was brilliant. Partnering him then as the other central midfielder, I would go with Ryan Neese. Now, this is simply just to freshen things up. Levi Sutton himself said after 35 minutes on Thursday, he had, and I quote, shot his load, but then gave another 30 minutes just because after that, he simply could barely walk, to be honest with you. He was cramping up and all that sort of stuff. So, with us only playing a couple of days ago, just to freshen things up, I think Ryan Neese should come in. And, you know, he has a very good performance away at Salford City in the reverse fixture. Hasn't really featured too much in the league since then. I think he's very good on the ball. Also, brings you high energy. If Levi Sutton is to start, I have absolutely no complaints with that whatsoever. But I think just to keep things fresh and all that sort of stuff, that's the only change that I have made to the starting 11 that played on Thursday night. In that number 10 position, I would go with Harry Chapman. Again, ran himself into the ground on Thursday night, but again, just lacking that end product, which is really, really frustrating at times, where he's picking up the ball on the edge of the box, getting shots off, but they're going wayward, they're going over, they're going wide. His passes as well, not exactly the most accurate in the world, but he's very, very good at dribbling. I just don't think he really suits playing in this diamond formation. I think when Jamie Walker is fully fit, then I think he probably does come back into this side. You know, Matt Hughes has said that he's been struggling to get out of bed over the last couple of days, but more recently, he has been training with the squad after recovering from a virus, which is great to see. So, build up Walker's fitness again in this match. His last game that I think he played was maybe Leyton Orient, so he hasn't played for quite a while now. We do need to keep building up his match fitness. Might be fully match fit to start the game against Rochdale. If not Rochdale, then he should hopefully be available for that game against AFC Wimbledon. But moving into the two strikers then, firstly I would go with Tyreek Wright. I think obviously he played very well on Thursday night. Got one goal, was maybe unlucky not to have the second as it was ruled out due to offside. I think the linesman was really, really poor on Thursday night. On Thursday night. I think he was really poor in my opinion. Wright, it was 50-50. I can see why he's given it, but a different angle he might look onside. I'm not really too sure, but I think Wright was brilliant on Thursday night, running in behind, and eventually did get dropped back into the midfield when Abo Issa came on. I thought Issa looked really impressive as well as a secondary striker. I think he looked really good. Partnering Tyreek Wright though, I'm going to go with Verdane Oliver. I was really impressed with what I saw from Verdane Oliver on Thursday night. I think he brings a lot more to his game than goals, so it depends how you want to play. If you want a goal scorer, you go with Andy Cook. If you want someone with better all-round play to hold the ball up and maybe go a little bit more direct, someone who maybe matches someone like a Matt Smith in a penalty area as well, I think you do go with Verdane Oliver. So it'll be interesting to see what he does go with. I'm pretty sure he will probably go with Verdane Oliver. Mark Hughes, I think it was Simon Parker actually put out an article where Mark Hughes basically said, hinted towards Verdane Oliver starting again, which I think is deserved, to be honest with you. But Oliver doesn't really offer too much of a goal threat, but at the same time, he didn't really have too many clear-cut chances. So interesting to see what you think down in the comment section down below. Verdane Oliver or Andy Cook. On the bench then for me, that'd leave Colin Doyle, Jan Songo, Levi Sutton, Dion Pereira, who I'm pretty sure will be returning to Luton Luton Town. If you want to know a little bit more about that, I'll put a link to my Twitter down in the description down below. Just scroll down until you see my reasons why I think Dion Pereira will leave the club in this upcoming transfer window. Jamie Walker, Aboisa and Andy Cook, which means the players who would miss out then would be Heath Richardson, Joe O'Shaughnessy, Luke Hendrick, Timmy Odesina, Kieran Kelly, because Mark Hughes has said he's not fit enough to be playing matches yet, Liam Rydalge and Emmanuel Osadibe, who are still recovering from their long-term injuries. Scott Banks is currently out with a shin injury as well. Jake Young, but if Dion Pereira is recalled before this game, then I'd have Jake Young on the bench over Dion Pereira. Lee Angle, who's currently out with an ankle injury, he's going to be out for another 7 days. Maybe he might be back he should hopefully be back for that Rochdale game, or at least back in contention. And obviously Matt Derbyshire, who is not available to be selected for matches until the 9th of January, so his first match will be that one against Rochdale. Now then, let's get into my game week 23 League 2 score predictions. Starting out then with the games on New Year's Day. Bradford City versus Salford City. Bradford not the greatest at home so far this season. Salford very impressive away from home. I can only really see this ending in a 2-1 away win for Salford in that one. Colchester United versus Swindon Town. I'm going to go with a 2-0 away win for Swindon in that one. Crewe Alexandra versus Tranmere Rovers. Crewe in a really tough patch at this moment in time. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Doncaster Rovers versus Carlisle United. I could see Doncaster maybe nicking a 1-0 in that one, but I'm going to go with a 2-0 away win for Carlisle. I think Carlisle have been very impressive over the last couple of weeks. Grimsby Town versus Stockport County. Grimsby, again, similar to Doncaster, in a real tough patch at this moment in time. Lots of their fans calling for Paul Hurst to be sacked. Stockport, brilliant form at this moment in time. This will be the first game where they might make some debuts as well. I think they signed that striker from Millwall, Oluwafe. I think he was at Sutton last season. Very good player. I'm going to go with a 3-0 away win for County in that game. Hartlepool United versus Harrogate Town. I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Hartlepool in that one. Sutton United versus AFC Wimbledon. While Sutton have confirmed that David Ajiboye has rejoined the club on loan until the end of the season, I'm going to go with a 1-0 away win for the Dons in that game. And then final game on New Year's Day is Walsall FC versus Mansfield Town. I'm going to go with a 3-1 away win for the Stags. Into the games then on Monday the 2nd of January. Barrow AFC versus Rochdale AFC. I'm going to go with Rochdale to scrape a 1-0 away win in that game. Newport County versus Crawley Town. Crawley are genuinely managed at this moment in time, or at least someone who's on their bench and in the dugout is one of their co-chairmen at this moment in time. It's crazy what's going on at Crawley Town, so hopefully they can sort things out. I'm going to go with a 2-0 home win though for Newport in that one. Northampton Town versus Leyton Orient. This is a really, really hard game to predict, so I'm going to go with a Desmond 2-2 draw. And then finally Stevenage versus Gillingham. I'm going to go with a 2-0 home win for Stevenage in that one. But that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know your score predictions and what your starting 11 would be for this match. Don't forget as well, there is currently a sale on the channel membership, so if you want to unlock the tier 3 perks for only 99p, you can do so. That does expire though on the 2nd of January. The sale goes on the 2nd of January, so make sure to get involved in that if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching today's video though. Have a great rest of your day. Check out the Matt Derbyshire video if you haven't already, and I shall see you all tomorrow for the Salford at home match vlog. Peace.